If you come to me and you ask me and you say, Ovi, how have you survived life? I can tell you many things that have aided me survive this long. God and many things. Of course, God number one. But there are other things that by the grace of God I've learned and has kept me going. That's why I titled this video, I am not crazy. I talk to myself. That is how I've survived many things. Now, from the get-go, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. So what I'm giving to you is what I have used for myself. Not the doctor's recommendation. You know what the doctor's recommendation is? Follow it. If the symptom persists, consult your doctor. And now when I say I talk to myself, I don't mean wild and crazy, just walking on the road as somebody who... No, but talking to myself when I'm alone with myself has helped me a lot. Let me explain. When pressure comes, when pain comes, I pray. And there are times, maybe prayer is not everything for me at that time, not that prayer has lost value. Then I need to sit down with myself and have a meeting between the head outside that you can see and my head inside. When we now agree together, we know how to handle the pain. Sometimes the talking is not audible. Sometimes it's in whispers. Sometimes it's just conversations I have in my mind where I analyze issues. I can be driving, of course everybody thinks, but I'm intentional about what I'm talking about. I can be driving, doing some work, and I go through what is this pain all about? What do I do about it? Am I right or wrong? What is the next step? These conversations help me bring things to a conclusion. So I may say, okay, boy, nobody is coming to help you. You need to get up and go and do what you need to do. There is no marine coming to come and help you. National Geographic is not coming. CNN is not coming. You are the only trumpet you have. Go and blow your trumpet by yourself. You know, stuff like that. That, okay, guy, you did not handle that matter very well. In future, do like this. Or that thing that person said wasn't said well. Maybe where you can see he has been going through some problems. Maybe that's why he's talking like that. This kind of inside conversations are the ways that I navigate the times. I don't know how you navigate the times, but for me, this is principle, apart from prayer and of course, talking to God. There are times I feel low, you know, those times where maybe something happened and I just like, why all these things? What is all this all about now? When will these troubles end? I immediately ginger myself, you know, because as we say, if they don't ginger you, ginger yourself. If they don't ginger you, ginger yourself. So I encourage myself, I ginger myself and tell myself, sometimes I say, don't do it, that's not right. Don't do it, that's not godly. Don't do it, that's not divine. Or sometimes I may say to myself, that is the exact position Satan wants you to be. Do you want to be where Satan wants you to be? And with that conversation, I start picking myself up. Sometimes inside myself, I start saying, Lord, please help me. That is when I begin to appeal to the divine. Lord, please help me. I don't know how I can navigate or get out of this situation. Maybe the thing is just turmoil of thoughts, you know, or it can be an analysis paralysis situation whereby, and I don't mean it in a negative way, you've thought about the thing and you still cannot get to the end of the matter. Then sometimes I begin from the inside of me, God, please help me. Lord, show me what is the next step and stuff like that. There are times when in talking to myself, I use quotes, you know, popular quotes from men who have seen things in life, and sometimes it can be a quote I saw on a car. Hungry man will have no food to eat, drive safely, think about those who overtake before, you know, just something random like that can just float in. Or sometimes, like the Bible says, speak to yourself with psalms and with spiritual songs. Sometimes I just, you know, there are songs I've written that people sing in my church, people that are within my circle of influence, they sing them. Those songs are songs that came up out of me speaking, talking to myself. Then after I finish talking to myself, I'm like, wait. There's a song there. Somebody said, where are your songs? There was a time I was putting them in a faceless channel, and when they started all this demonetizing and all that, I just said to myself, what am I even? I would do all my songs there with me. I play them and enjoy myself, and that's it. So don't ask me where my song. Maybe if you come around me one day, I'll be glad to play them for you. They're very good songs. Everybody who have had my songs know I have over 100. What am I saying? About 300 songs on Let's Leave That. So there are also times when those songs I have written and have played, I play them back to myself, maybe as I drive along and all the rest, and they are still of, is it therapeutic? There are, something of value that still help me. Now, when I talk about talking to myself, let me explain who I am to you. Yes, I am a pastor. Yes, I'm a public speaker. Yes, I'm a traveler. Yes, I'm a, many things in there. But the real me, when you get close to me, and my wife can attest to this, is somebody who just like being left alone. You may say, okay, why are you a pastor? I've said this thing before. I'm just somebody who, God said sometimes the way he calls somebody, let's leave that. It makes you know that the man speaking to you is not perfect. It is God that perfects us. Another side of it, I'm somebody who likes to be alone. So I'm like an introvert who has a job that has extrovert expression. So initially, if you go to churches where I've preached, once I step down from the pulpit, I leave immediately. I don't linger around. I just want to get back home. I just want to stay in my room. I just want to be a place where I can quietly talk to myself. Of course, and I begin to think, that sermon, did I say this well? Did I do that well? Did I do this well? Did I do that well? I am somebody who is very comfortable if you leave me alone. Sometimes in life, interaction with other people, I didn't say it's wrong or bad. Don't misunderstand me. I'm just pouring my heart out. And maybe if you are like me, let me know in the comment section. I spend time talking to myself. Maybe that's why I write a lot. Maybe that's why I'm able to, it makes it easy for me to write my sermons, write my songs. It makes it easy for me to be able to sometimes also counsel people, because I have run this thing inside me over and over and over and over again. I'm not saying this is the best and the only one way, but I have come to learn that talking to myself always helped me. So sometimes, like I said, I might take a Bible quote and I speak that Bible quote to myself over and over and over again until that Bible quote, like the word of God, sharper than any two-edged sword, takes care of business for me. Now, if you wonder, say, okay, how did you get to be like that? Some of them are nature things, some of them are nurture things. I'm like some of the very quieter kind of person, except when I'm playing music that I love. Pop up the volume. But when it comes to my real self, I'm more of the quieter side of life. But if I look at the way I grew up, the environment I grew up, let me explain it this way. If you grew up in a land that eats up its own inhabitants, if you grew up in a place where the strong eats the weak, if you grew up in an environment where you have narcissistic fellows, if you grew up in a place where you have to think on your feet, you must learn how to talk to yourself and take decisions on the fly. You enter a vehicle, and once you enter, you just know that, oh, this is a kidnapper vehicle, or this is a 419 Yahoo vehicle. You just have to think on the spot and quickly analyze, what do I do? How do I get out of this car? Before you are lured into what you're not interested in. So this is where being able to think on your feet, analyze things quickly on your feet, helps. The good news of this is because it's this: once you have thought about something before, I've analyzed this before, it's like making my moderation to known to all men. Once you represent that in the playbook comes back, this thing has happened before. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And immediately I get myself out of that situation. If you grew up in an environment where you had people older than you, maybe they bullied on you, they did some things to you, and you don't want them to destroy your soul, you have to start talking to yourself. Maybe this is where I picked up and learned all this talking to myself, because I found myself in those bully situations. I found myself in circumstances where somebody just exercises his authority to ridicule you, to embarrass you, like in a place where I worked before. I had this boss, not just a few years older than me, though he was richer, and of course the boss is the boss, who just took delight in talking down to me, especially when my other colleagues are around, and he does that specifically to me. So my first option was, way back then, I would go and start drinking and all the rest, just to have the confidence. But much later, I developed talking to myself, and whatever they did, I knew if I did not start talking to myself, they could have destroyed my soul. They could have made me feel inferior and all those kind of things. I see. So it helps a lot if you can learn. I didn't say go overboard and then you are walking on the road and you are talking to yourself and you say, Pastor Ovie said, you can be talking to yourself. That is not what I'm talking about. Another angle to this is, let us say you have parental situation where, like my dad used to be the hard type. My mom is on the soft side. So you had the balance of the two. So if I want something from my dad, I need to sit down and structure what I want to say or do. And when I'm talking to him, I have to be able to gauge his mood to know this is the right time or this is not the right time. So over practice, I will talk to myself, psych myself up, put my words together, to be able to present my case. You understand what I'm talking about? So these are the things that led to me thinking about what I say. And of course, growing up way back when we were small, they don't spare the rod. It's not a question of your parents are the only person beating you. The society raises the child. If you misbehave outside, somebody will flog you with the cane before your mother or your father hears that you have done something wrong. And then when they now come, they will go and thank the person for flogging you. I'm talking of way back those years. And then they will not still flog you again for bringing embarrassment. So those kind of situations, you must learn how to think on your feet, and you are just like, I hope I didn't say anything wrong. I hope I did not hurt anybody. I hope an aspect of it is it makes you, when you're talking to yourself, to develop compassion for the next person. So when I'm talking to people, because I felt pain before, when I'm talking to people, did I say that well to that person? Did those words come out well? How did I make this person feel when I said X, Y, Z? Now, okay, sometimes it may, because you may discover that, I did not treat that person well. I should not have said that. Then, of course, later I come to the conclusion of, okay, next time I see this person, I will try to make it up to this person to make them know that, this thing I said, it's not like that, please, so don't be offended, see what is happening. And I try to make amends up. Now, a lot of people, just when something happens, they just walk away from it. Words have meaning to me. I take time to digest what. Maybe that's why I'm a writer. Maybe that's why Bible, reading the Bible, studying the Bible, I meditate on other things too. Now, I'm not meditating to hurt me. I'm meditating to draw out of situation what is on ground. There are times, I hope I'm not just rambling on, I'm just trying to pour my heart out to you. Though I have something written down here, but it's tough to follow. There are other times where something happens, I'm like, am I to blame in this situation? Did I cause this? Did I make this person speak like this? Did I make this person do like this? And I try to sort it out. Once I have sorted it out and placed it in, this has been handled, that situation no longer bothers me. It may take time. Sometimes it takes, surely it takes time. I remember one time like that, a very, very dear friend of mine just ghosted me. Till today, this is almost like 10, 15, 20 years plus now. Just ghosted me. I sat down for years. Once in a while, I would sit down. This is always the problem if you have somebody very introspective, like I'm saying now. I sat down for years. I'm like, what did I do to this person? What did I say? Is there something I did wrong? I went through everything that we have done together to find out what exactly caused this relationship to just dry up like that, until I got to those stages of, I don't think I did anything extraordinarily wrong to this person. There is nothing to be pointed to. I think this person just decided to move on, that's all. And when people decide to move on, they don't care. Once I put it in that position, I'm just like, okay, if you want to understand what I'm talking about, try and watch there's another video I did that has to do with people are on loan to you. And that when life loans people to you, don't treat it as a gift that is yours that you take away. When they finish their business with you, life will take the loan. and off and go back to your normal. So, okay, did it take long? It took long. Many, many times I'm like, why? What happened? The years went by. Some of them are like that. I don't know whether you have had a situation in your life where you just went over and over and maybe it's not years like my own. Maybe it was days, maybe it was weeks, maybe it was months. Maybe somebody said something and triggered you off and you're just like, but why would somebody talk like that? Why would somebody use that kind of word against me? Why will somebody, I don't know what to say about it. I'm just trying to put things together. But for me, once I have taken time to go through it, analyze it, put it in the right box, matter finish. There are other times in life when, in the course of life, people just turn against you, or life just turn against you, or certain things just happen and you just find yourself on the spotlight, maybe for the wrong reason, or for a situation whereby if people were just understanding, they would have gotten the gist better. But people are not understanding. Look at this situation. Let's give an example like David. David found himself in a situation whereby the very people he trained, gave chance in life, raised to become mighty men, turned against him. Everybody was like, let's stone him. It's the cause of all these things. And the Bible says, and David encouraged himself in the Lord. I'm trying to tell you that there are times when there is no mentor, there is no helper. You have had the defaming of many, like Jeremiah, I think Jeremiah 20, you have had the defaming of many. Your David have to encourage yourself in the Lord. Your David has to come to a station whereby David himself had to sit down and begin to talk to himself, then later start talking to God. Lord, should I pursue? Should I overtake? Will I divide this spoil? If you don't sit down to take the whole situation, piece the whole thing together and reach a conclusion, after talking to yourself, maybe talk to God, because even when you want to talk to God, the Bible says you should come with your strong reasons. So you must be able to articulate what do you want, what is happening before you now go to God. You can't be careless before God. God said, come with your strong reasons. So, Abby, there was somewhere in the book of Psalms when we heard David saying to himself, why? Because things were bad. I think Psalm 42, if I'm correct, it says, why? Maybe Psalm 42, I don't know. Why are you cast down, O my soul? Why are you disquieted within me? Hope in the Lord. When somebody begins to say, why? He's talking to himself, asking some question. Why are you cast down? Why are you feeling like that? Why are you in this situation? Can it be avoided? How did I end up with this narcissistic personality? How did I get myself into this web? How do I get out? Or I don't know the way out now, but I'm struggling to figure something out. But between now and then, this may be my coping system. Maybe I could need to see a psychologist. I could need to, maybe I need to report to the authorities. You have to sit down with yourself to come to what is the next step I am supposed to take. Let me talk about a scenario that David passed through. You can find that story in Psalm 35, which is a story. If I give you this story, oh God, my side of this, especially if you are a pastor, you will know what I'm talking about. People rewarding you with evil when they have gotten good from you. I mean, people use you, achieve what they want, get everything they want. When they come to you, they were humble, but immediately they got what they want, they began to fumble. I don't know whether maybe as a lady, you sponsor somebody, sent them to school, did this for them, did that for them. I even know of a lady who was telling me when her husband was going to start from his business after he finished from school, he had nothing. She sold all her wrappers, sold all her gold to start the business for him. When the business became blossom, he kicked her out. And as I'm talking to you, married another woman into the same house that I was the one that went and dedicated the house for them. So you see, when that kind of situation happens, if you are not together, you see some people that misbehave or they either lose their mind and all the rest, sometimes is being overwhelmed by what has happened and you are like, how do I get myself back together? One of the things, apart from you seeing your doctor, seeing your therapist, seeing your pastor, your prayer partner, your mentor, somebody who can just talk to you, then after they talk to you, you have to still talk to yourself to agree with what they say and then be able to move on. You see, so when it happened to David, if you read Psalm 35, I think I wrote something from verse 12, people who reward evil for good, you have to talk to yourself. You have to tell yourself, okay, this has happened, what do I do? This has happened, okay, I will let it go. But I feel the pain, I feel I have wasted my money, wasted my time. I feel that maybe I will not help anybody again. You have to now come and say, okay, no. Because of one person or two persons' behavior does not mean every man will be like that, or every woman will be like that, or everyone that comes around will be like that. That person, that is the way he is. Stuff like that. There was somebody who close to us who did something like what I'm talking about. From day one, that person came. Women are very intuitive. My wife had always been saying, you see this person. You see this person. You see this person. I don't want to say too much more than that. The day that thing now happened, didn't I tell you see this person? In fact, that time, my wife used to say it to the human being's face that is you. The day something enter your hand, your real color will come out. This one. People can be, hello sir, good morning sir, good morning ma, God bless you ma. Until that time, until you put tie on their neck and give them soup and put general manager on their door, that is when you will see the real human being come out. So when they do that to you, on a more serious note, how do you move on without becoming a bad man yourself? You see, how do you carry on without changing who you are because of one man or one woman's behavior? That Jeremiah I was talking about is Jeremiah chapter 20 verse 10. Let me read it directly. It says, in fact, if you read another version outside King James, but it's King James I'm reading because you don't know some of these, you may read it now. Somebody begin to claim rights over it. So let me read KJV. KJV says, for I heard the defaming of many, fear on every side. That means many people have gathered around Jeremiah and they are just demarketing him. And now fear is on every side. Reports say they will report it. All my familiars watched for my halting. You see what is happening there? Saying peradventure he will be enticed, and we shall prevail against him, and we shall take our revenge upon him. When you find yourself in a Jeremiah situation like this, where the scourge of the turn, bad news campaign of calumny, pull him down, destroy him, all manner of things are going on, you need to sit down with yourself and have a meeting of yourself with yourself, of course, with your God. That's Jeremiah chapter 20, verse 10. One good advantage, again, of talking to yourself is that not only do you analyze well situations, it gives you good conclusion in the sense of you begin to know the whys behind people's behavior. One day somebody was spoke to me for about 1 hour. And as he spoke to me for about 1 hour, when I dropped the phone, I was like, this person was a little bit more confident than he's supposed to be in talking to me. Then I started and said, what can be giving this person this kind of mind? Then I said, oh, okay. As he was talking to me, somebody else was there. I didn't hear anybody's voice, but I knew somebody else was there. So the way he was talking, he was now playing to the gallery and was having, no muscle in talking to me. Once I analyzed like that, I said, okay, at least I know better now. Next time will not happen. Now, there is a little downside to talking to yourself, and that's what I want to emphasize. Please, if you are talking to yourself and you find out that you are the one who made a mistake, don't sit down condemning yourself. Don't sit down judging yourself. You are a very dumb person. How can you do like that? Kai. You see, self-condemnation, judging yourself, condemning yourself will not help you. Once you have nailed it, like once I nail a situation, when I mean nail that is, okay, this thing is like this, see what happened. I put it in a box, so to say, and I label it there. Next time anything like that is about to happen, I will remember, okay, when this event happened, this is how it was handled. And I handle it the same way. I mean, at least for purpose of explanation. I don't sit down condemning myself, oh, you just made this stupid mistake. You just make this wrong decision. How can you even make this kind of decision? Once you nail it down, just make sure next time it does not happen. But sitting down to condemn yourself, okay, now words are heavy, they can be painful. Maybe your husband says something to you. If you use words with me, I analyze every word. It takes time for me to So if somebody used the wrong word, maybe you sit down, you're thinking about that word over and over and over and over again. There has to be a time you come to the conclusion of this person was either malicious in making this statement, or he deliberately said this statement because he wanted to say what will pain me so it can hurt me. Once I know you said it because it was designed, some people fight like a snake. When they are fighting or talking with you or having an argument with you, they are just looking for where to, you have to put a poison and all the rest. Once I come to that conclusion that, this person just wanted to destroy my soul, this person just wanted to say what will pay me so that it will pay me, or do it and make me to see it so that it will pay me, that which that person has not become useless. So you have to be very, very careful when you are talking to yourself. Sometime, I think at the beginning of this year, somebody did something and really did it. I went back to the historiography of my relationship with this person, and I realized that this is drama. This is a new year. I don't want to do drama this year. And immediately I cut that person off. Why? I don't want drama. There are a lot of different types of people in the world. And if you have time for drama, but I don't have time. I can't thrive with it. Some people thrive when there's controversy. You see, if I have a rough, controversial situation or a muddy situation, I can't pray, I can't read, I can't write, I can't think. I'll just be circulating that thing in my head, It can keep me off what I ought to do for a very long time. So once I see that, people say, or let me put it another way, a weak person, somebody who cannot fight, somebody who knows is not strong, knows how to take care of himself. When I know that this thing you want to do is me, it will disturb, it not disturb you. Even if I want to preach, don't tell me a bad thing or a bad news before I go on the altar. It will affect what I'm going to say. I'm just like that. You can tell me after. Because if you tell me this empathy thing will come in, I can be preaching and may just stop and say like, Chai, God, this thing is not good now. How is this person now coping? My conclusion is this. I just wanted you to know, in case you are like me who talks to yourself, you're not crazy. You're just like me. So if my tribe is out there, let me see your comments and let me know how you process events and stuff. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video.